Charleston White, a controversial interviewee. He's not a rapper. He's just kind of a cultural figure in the black community. He's basically a streamer and a YouTuber, and he does a lot of interviews. He was on the PBD podcast, and he called hip hop culture a rape culture. And I'm going to let him explain why he called it that.
I say this often, and people really overlook it. It's a rape culture.
Rape culture?
Yeah, hip hop is a rape culture.
Tell me about it.
I put a Molly in her drink, and she ain't even know it.
Mm.
Me and my homies like to play this game. Some call it Amtrak, but some call it the train. We all line up in a single file line and take our turns waxing girls' behinds. Every time it get to me, I was out of luck because I stick my end and it would get stuck. The girl will say stop, I say I'm not. The girl will say stop, I say I'm not. But we dance to it. There's another song. I take her back to the trap. I gave her a perk, and she ain't even know it. Then she dropped her panties. So when we watch the frat parties, what was that, Porky's Revenge? Hey, that's Spike the Punch. The girls don't know the Spike's Punch. When we see a bunch of girls, hey, baby, let me get you a drink. Come over, let's have some drink. Drink to do what? And have sex. That's coercion. She has to have a sober mind. So that's our culture.
How did it happen?
Hollywood, entertainment. They
Because it didn't
they
used to be
romanticize
like
it.
that.
Now they romanticize it.
When you see the videos of back in the days, African-American families, suits, the way they dressed, clean, solid, strong, what got...
So I just want to stop it there and talk real quick. I mean, those lyrics aren't even the worst. If you remember the rapper Biggie Smalls, Notorious B.I.G., I forget exactly what song it is, but he has a lyric where he talks about how he has a friend who likes to sodomize children, unalive them, and throw them over a bridge, right? Rap music has always been pretty dirty. Maybe not at the very, very beginning, but it's always been pretty dirty. And, I mean, the most popular rap music today, debatedly, is Chicago drill music, that type of music. I mean, New York has it. It's all over the place now. But people like Lil Jeff, right, where these people are bragging about being serial killers. They're bragging about how many hats, which is code for bodies, code for how many people they've killed. And they have this language that they use, and they're bragging about how many people that they've taken out. And I think the allure of some of this music is a lot of men and masculine culture in America has been feminized, right? And so we look for, where is this toughness that we want as men? Where is this war that we seek as men? How do we be tough? And because we don't really find it anywhere else in our culture, we look towards these people who are doing heinous things, who are completely out of line, who literally are like modern day Jeffrey Dahmers, right? And we idolize them because part of what we're getting is a fulfillment of this need for violence that we feel in our culture. Now, there's one thing to be said of, there is something noble in the fact that if you come and you kill one of my family members and I sat there and did nothing about it, would you really respect me? I don't know. I don't know if I would respect someone like that. On the other hand, being a vigilante and taking the law into your own hands, is that respectable? I'm not sure. But what if nobody's trying to solve this murder? What if nobody really cares that another poor black man killed another poor black man? I mean, it gets you furious. You want to take the law into your own hands because you see an injustice that's never going to get solved. So I can empathize with that. I can see why that's alluring. But at the end of the day, this is destroying our culture. I mean, I grew up in the suburbs, right? And I idolized rap music because that was just the culture that was fed to me, right? And I actually wanted to be a rapper. And part of being a rapper, what I respected about rappers is if I knew that you were rapping about things you weren't living, I wouldn't respect you. I only respected people who I thought were real, who I thought were living out the raps that they were rapping about, right? Living out the things that they were rapping about. And so in order for me to have like a self-fulfilling prophecy of being a rapper, I wanted to rap about things that would get people's attention. Selling drugs, killing people, stealing, getting girls. And in order to be a good rapper and rap about those things and not be fake, I would actually get myself into a lot of trouble doing things that I probably would have never done if I didn't have it in my mind that one day I'm going to be a rapper. And if I don't have anything interesting to rap about, criminal activity, then I won't be able to be a rapper. So this stuff is obviously very dangerous. And then as far as like, again, back to the rape culture, we idolize just having sex with women in hip hop culture. We idolize it. We're not talking about monogamy. We're not talking about getting married. That's the last thing. I'll never love a hoe, right? Like that's embodies hip hop culture. And it's destroying everything around us, really. I mean, how many people love this music? And yet, if you were to ask them in an interview if they believed a tenth of what these things were being rapped about, if that was like their worldview, they would say, oh, no, no. But if you're listening to this stuff every day, how are you not influenced by it? Going back to the podcast, we're going to see Charleston White talk a little bit more about the crack epidemic and where he thinks it came from. I had to edit this video before I posted it and add this in here. I do go super hard against rap culture in this video, but it's not just rap culture. Other categories of music, such as rock and roll, also have these issues, such as drugs, sex, worship of money, stuff like that. But I do think that everybody talks about rap culture in this way, or a lot of people do, because it's so prevalent. I mean, yes, rock and roll had the mainstream for a while, but rap has just dominated music for a long time. So that's that.
Into that, you're saying purely it's hip hop and movies?
A group of teenagers that became a phenomenon, like the Beatles, NWA. Not only that, you got this group that know things about crack that the rest of America don't know. They the first crack babies. They the ones told us in songs, mothers smoke crack and your friends can have sex with them. Boys in the hood is always hard. We didn't know about a strawberry. Hell is a strawberry. A woman who sell her body for crack. You know how many of our aunties that end up doing that? You know how many guys that was in middle school that sold dope and his best friend mom was on dope and he ended up effing his best friend mom? And now they hate each other to this day. So it wasn't just hip hop. It was the lyrical content that children was being able to have access to. This is before the parental advisory stickers. Not only that, you got this music, which if you wanna check the temperature of your youth's mentality, listen to the music. So now you got this new chemical that was made in a laboratory. Black people didn't know how to cook crack. That's a chemist method. Somebody had to teach them. By the way, government taught somebody how to do this. We watched the movie Snowfall. So when they came out of California to come spread crack throughout America, who they bring? The gangs. Throughout the South, these little small country towns who people are fascinated by California from what we've seen on television. And we emulated a culture that was more destructive than the Ku Klux Klan and the Jim Crow system.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of things I don't agree with Charleston White. We're going to be doing another video where he talks about his Christian beliefs that aren't Christian, but he believes in Jesus, all that stuff. We'll talk about it. But he's not wrong here. Hip-hop culture is a destructive culture, and there may be some redeeming qualities about it, and not all rap music is inherently destructive. It's a tool, but the way that it's portrayed and the music that most people listen to, yeah, it's completely destructive. And when rap music first came out, it was being censored. And I don't think that freedom should outweigh a destructive culture. And I think maybe if we did actually successfully censor rap music, our culture would look a lot different today. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Subscribe for more videos. Thanks.